I found these in my great-grandfather's toolbox. He lived in DeGiorgio, California, and his dad was the foreman for the big farm out there. There is a piece of metal riveted to a piece of leather, it has a belt or strap on it, and the U shape is a blade. The writing says Dr. S. Robinson, Fresno, California, and patented applied for. My first guess was, since it is patented by a doctor, maybe a splint for a broken big toe or thumb, until I realized they have blades on them. Any ideas? It's a grape stem cutter, patented by Stanley Robinson on June 26, 1951 in Fresno, California. But when I worked in the wine industry, we never used this anymore. Everyone used small curved knives with serrations. They looked like miniature sickles. What is this tool with a spring inside and multiple bits in the base? The base rotates and has a small hole in it to release each bit when in position. My dad collected a wide range of tools throughout his lifetime, so age is difficult to determine. What's the purpose of this tool? It's a Craftsman push drill from circa 1960, an old-school woodworking hand tool. You press it down into wood to activate a spring-loaded drilling mechanism, which spins the drill bit. No cranking or spinning is required. There are usually slots for several drill bits in the handle. It would have been used for drilling pilot holes for wood screws before the days of cordless drills. What is this thing I found in an art classroom? Possibly animation related. A large black box with a mirrored and opaque window. No plugs or power sources. Does anyone have any idea where it could have come from? It's a 1960s film transfer device, used to transfer films and slides to more modern media. Point the projector into the mirror, then point the video camera toward the opaque glass. The image can be focused as a rear projection and then recorded. It could also be used in a boardroom for demonstration purposes, where no screen or large projection is available. What is this thing I found in a garage of an old house we just bought? The house was built in the late 1800s. The trademark is a woman with Southern beauty in an arch over her head and registered US Pat off on the bottom part, with 105 on the side. The copper disc at the top unscrews, probably to fill with something. I asked quite a few people around, but they have no idea what it is. I also searched on Google with nothing. Does anyone have a clue? It's a saw oiler, or a handle for a handsaw that releases oil onto the blade when pulling on the trigger. It was patented on October 21, 1924 by William T. Blount of Orrville, Ohio. There appears to be an oil reservoir in the grip area, and the copper disc at the top unscrews to fill with oil. A spring-activated lever on the inside of the handle opening allows oil to be released to the saw blade as necessary. What is this World War I era helmet in Verdun Memorial Museum in France? I don't have any knowledge of helmets, but it looks like it may have something to do with firefighting due to the glass front and two pipes coming off of either side. Any ideas? It's a World War I helmet of a German flamethrower assault trooper. You can see what looks like part of a Wechsel Apparat flamethrower in the bottom right corner of the image. It's a donut-shaped backpack fuel container with a spherical propellant container in the middle that blasted the gasoline. What are these things made of? Metal, maybe aluminum, open and tapered with a hook on it? I found these in a lot of old hardware from a long-time builder. I worked for a shipyard and had stuff dating back as far as the 1920s, although I doubt these are older than the 1970s. Any ideas? They are maple tree taps from circa 1950, also known as a spile. They are inserted into a hole drilled in the maple tree to draw off sap, which is then turned into maple syrup. The hook is to hang a bucket to collect the water. Modern ones are quite different and use vinyl-like tube lines to collect the maple water, instead of walking about in the woods collecting buckets. What is this clay-like substance packed in foil found washed up on the beach? My mother found this after recent storms. It's an orange hard plastic package case. The size is about the same as a package of Old Bay seasoning. I'd guess it's supposed to have a cap, to make it waterproof. Inside was a ripped up package. It's some kind of plastic or metal foil, and it has been ripped. Seagulls, maybe. The substance felt like clay, made the fingers smell awful, and the stench didn't get fully washed off yet. Looks like C4 in games and movies, but I can't find pictures matching this look, and want to know if we need to call the police about the find. Any suggestions? It's a food ration pack from a lifeboat. International orange for the packaging is a big giveaway. The foil and plastic wrapping are also typical, and survival rations have a high fat content, which will likely have prevented them from just completely dissolving into mush, and explain the texture. Marine survival rations are high in carbohydrates, high in fat, and low in protein, because protein requires a lot of water to digest, and so can be a dehydration risk. What is this thing I found in my grandfather's basement in western Pennsylvania? Approximately 8.5 inches long and hollow on the inside. There is a sticker that says "Made in Western Germany." What is it? It's an ocarina from circa 1900, otherwise known as a potato flute. It's a wind musical instrument and a type of vessel flute. A typical ocarina is an enclosed space with 4 to 12 finger holes and a mouthpiece that projects from the body. What is this thing I found in an old shed? It looks like some kind of small press with a wooden base. Approximately 9.5 inches long, 3 inches wide, and around 7.5 inches tall. I'm curious as to what this is. Any ideas? It's a mid-century Reed's Rocket Nutcracker from circa 1950. It has a unique design that cracks soft shell nuts faster, with an adjustable threaded cone for different lengths of nuts. Manufactured by Arthur W. Reed Manufacturing Company in Little Rock, Arkansas. What is this tool I found in an antique store? It says patented June 14th, 1921 on one side of the handle. Around 12 inches long, and none of the pieces seem to move. My thought is a razor comb, used for dog grooming and barbering to thin hair and before clippers. However, B&H were also a well-established cigarette brand, so maybe something to do with that. Any ideas? Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.